My viewer Jamie must travel this road many a time, because he sees this taxi wanting to get into his house all the time. So he decides to hold back, and funnily enough, the taxi comes home again. To recognise specific cars in the area that you're in and understand their needs and adapt your driving to suit is on another level. Great job, Jamie. Keep it up. You should always try and do what's best for traffic flow, providing it's safe. This car waiting to emerge. Easy. Back off. It gets out sooner and all the traffic keeps flowing. Easy this one, if you're sensible. This is one of my clips from me on one of my driving lessons with a pupil, and it's nothing that we do, but it's the pedestrian who has to deal with the poorly parked van on the right.
What should we do with the girl? Should we help her? Okay. Very interesting to what this girl's done over your right shoulder. She went to walk around there, but because the van's parked terribly all over the path, she's then decided to walk away from it and then cross this side. Full credit to her. That's using your brain. Why did she cross so far away from the van, do you think?
People could see it.
And what's it
And
going to
so
do?
she can-
So she can
Yeah.
see. So that's a good little skill, that, and remember that, like keeping further away from things.
You can see better.
Perfect, you can see better. Brilliant job that by her.
There are certain times when speeding up with a slip road is important. Watch my viewer's speed as soon as he realises the BMW wasn't going to accelerate. Again, this maximises traffic flow and allows the BMW to emerge safely behind. Remember though, this isn't always the safe option. Sometimes a lane change might be good. Or you could always slow down as well. You should always be ready to use each of these options. Have a look at the sign on the left. Our lane's closed in 100 yards. Well, that's what the sign says. I don't think this bus stop was quite 100 yards long. Luckily enough, the driver of the Porsche behind susses it out really early and accommodates for the best flow. Top class, mate.
Once we're through the lights, Ellie, we're then taking the slip road off to the left. So through the lights and then take the slip road off to the left.
When this happens, everyone moves that little bit quicker. Here's some nice work all round, and this clip is from the Czech Republic. This is an interesting bike that my viewer's using, and we get some nice wide passes from the cars overtaking, which is good. All I would be doing differently, I'd be a little bit further away from the gutter. But it might be different in different countries, so. But it's what he does now that impresses. He sees the potential problem. The car's probably going to pull away, so he slows down. So rather than overtaking and putting himself at risk, he just lets the car move back off again, and the car's appreciative. Now he's got to pedal a bit more so he can get a bit fitter going up this hill. This footage was sent in by one of my viewers who drives a Tesla, and it's lovely to have camera footage from all different angles so we can see exactly how good of a spot this was. It's the van approaching from behind that we're going to watch. Now, we're turning right at the roundabout, and so is the van apparently. My viewer spots it really early, sees the situation and backs off and lets the van go in front. Great job. The only thing I'm not that impressed with is the resolution of the footage. Come on Elon, raise your level. We've got some temporary roadworks, and we've got a viewer who actually knows what the green light means. Proceed if it's clear. That was a great spot, looking nice and far up the road, stopped any big problems. I think the BMW driver was quite appreciative, but what should they have done? Well, if you didn't know already, the BMW should have waited until this traffic waiting in front of us now starts to move, and then probably go in front of them. It's then probable that no one's moving from our camera's direction. This is one of my clips, and it's the classic of being in people's blind spots, and you have to appreciate this. Look at the grey vehicle to the left. Classic example. I see that he's probably going to come out, and I reduce. I'm not going to go and sit next to him, and I don't think he saw me, honestly, until he'd started to move out. Then, in poor weather, if someone takes you space, have a look at what you meant to do now. Grow that gap so it gets back to a good 4 seconds again. As opposed to sitting on his back bumper, flashing your lights because you've been wronged. If you're a space closer, in other words, if you close the space down that people wish to use, have a look at this clip and hopefully it will change your mind. Look how easy this traffic flows, and I'm talking about everyone, when my camera sees the situation early and backs off and lets the Audi in front take the space. There's hardly a drop in speed by everyone. Great job. It's just a shame everyone can't do the same. If you thought that last clip was a good example of this cooperation, it's got nothing on this clip. I'd like to take this opportunity again to say a massive thanks to all my viewers who contribute so much to this channel by sending in these amazing clips. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so, because it helps me get the message out to more and more people. Thanks for all your support. This road is very local to where I live, and a lot of my viewers will recognise it. It's actually going past my local hospital. Now, there's also an ambulance station a little touch further up, and a police station. Alright, it's not used much nowadays, and there's also a fire station only probably about half a mile up the road, so it's a common area to encounter emergency service vehicles. And here's the ambulance station on the right, but what we're going to be looking at is actually the top view, or the view from behind. We've got an unmarked police car that's approaching from behind, so I keep to the left and put a left signal on and look at the easy route that the police car's able to take and go past. Well, that's simple enough, no problems. But the next thing, I'm not going to force past the blue car, I'm going to hold back and take a position up so the blue car then knows it's totally safe for them to pull back out. How many people have we seen flying down after the emergency services and not letting cars rejoin where they were in the queue? Yeah, we see it all the time. But only a little further up the road I see this minibus on the right hand side waiting to exit the junction. Now, has he been interrupted by the actual police car coming past? Maybe. So I try and help the flow from the opposite way and hold back and let him out. Try and remember that if we all work together to try and help the traffic flow, we all get to our destination that little bit sooner and a little bit calmer. This clip shows some brilliant anticipation. Downhill, wet weather, flashing lights, who could be coming the other way? My camera was already slowing before you could even see the bus. Top class this one, well done. This clip starts off with a terrible overtake of the cyclists a bit further up, by the van that my camera's following.
You cannot be serious.
Wow,
Oh,
what an absolute...
So now we've had a bad example of trying to pass cyclists safely. My camera is about to show us how to do it properly. The road that we're on is fast moving. There's a solid line, and my camera's not going to be bullied. The quiet sections are just to cut the radio background noise.
No, it's double whites.
Alright.
You can have a go if you want, pal, but... And I can't see around the corner. So... I'll go when A, it's not double whites, and B, I can see plenty of the road, which will be now.
Now, yeah.
A lot of motorists can learn from this example. Take pride in knowing that what you're doing is correct and safe. Although these episodes are called Nice Driving, I include cycling in that. It's all road users, and this was particularly good. We can't get eye contact with a white Range Rover, and even the bin obscures our view. So our cyclist slows until he's happy the Range Rover's not going to pull out. He doesn't put himself into more risk. Perfect. This clip was sent in by a truck driver, so we've got some good variety this time round. And this is pretty obvious to most, but some people wouldn't do this. The emergency services are, just as we've just said, they're an emergency, so their work is often, most of the time, more important than ours is. So my camera does a great job and lets them get on with whatever they were doing. It looks as though some places have been flooded. Cracking job. This clip's one of mine again, and I'm approaching the East Lancs Road in Liverpool. It's quite a busy road that connects Liverpool and Manchester, and I'm trying to turn right onto this dual carriageway, and it's pretty busy. You can see the traffic moving from the right to left. Now, in a moment, you won't see it actually on film and on camera, but I'm going to start to reverse back. Why do you think this is? This lorry driver was holding back, obviously because of the space he needed to do the turn. But why should I hold up the whole road? There was only one of me. Look how many people were being held up. So I decided to reverse to keep the flow going as much as I could. Would you have done something like this? Merging turn situations and nice driving don't often go hand in hand, but full credit to my camera. He spots the triggered person, the black Toyota, and decides not to go any further and just tuck it in behind. Although he shouldn't have to do this, this is always a good option to stop road rage incidents caused by this pickup. Great job. You should always check your mirrors before avoiding any animals on any road, and it's especially important on a motorway. In this scenario, the camera's actions were safe. Moving to the hard shoulder was a good option, but never put yourself at risk. I do hope the ducks got home safely though. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you all soon.